Um, Oliver, it's not hearing me. It's not about hearing me. It's that you guys can't hear the game. Is that the same for you, or is it just that's on Nick's end? You can't hear the game. I don't think that's it. Like I just turned it up. Do you hear it or no? Yeah, we got a TM. I think they're straight up just a setting on Discord. What if I go here to mainstream? You guys hear me still? Do you hear the game now, Oliver? Still don't, eh? Do you hear it now? Okay, cool. Guys, I'm a tech pro. Yeah, for sure, guys. For sure, for sure. I'll fit right in computer engineering. It's okay. I fixed the audio issues before we got to the fight with the song that I actually wanted to listen to, like the whole thing. So no worries. Yeah, Nick, I fixed it. It's just extremely low. Is that better? So, would anyone like some information about the game? Like what's been happening? Well, what's happened so far? What we're doing right now? Yes, please. Okay. So, I do have 3 of the mods. So, plot so far. um, we had a nice little intro cutscene where we see our character, who canonically is named Wes, but I called him Jamblade for stream purposes. Um, blowing up a building in a canyon. Um, and stealing what's kind of on his left arm right now, called a snag machine. So, we find out Wes was um, once part of a bad guy group called Team Snag'em, who would steal people's Pokemon using snag machines. So there were special machines that when you throw a Pokeball at a trainer's Pokemon, you can steal it. And we were apparently one of the best uh, snaggers in Team Snag'em. We had an Espeon and Umbreon who we're not using anymore, obviously. Then we fought a guy who had a couple Whismers. Yeah. And we went to. He told us to go to Fennec City. That should be the next place we go to. So we went to Fennec City. And lo and behold, when we get to Fennec City, we find these 2 guys named Trudley and Folly, who have kidnapped someone. As you do. And so we fight them, we beat them up, and then they've kidnapped a girl named Rui, who is basically just like downgrade Misty. Oh, I got a crit. No, that's fine. I'm not using the Yanma, but like. That is our first missed Shadow Pokemon. Big sad. Yeah. So. Thank you, Oliver. So she tells us that when she was in Pyrite Town, she saw a very weird Pokemon that gave off a dark aura and would attack humans, trainers. We go see the mayor. He tells us, "Wow, that's unbelievable, but you should go challenge the gym while I look into this." Oh, and when we left the mayor's house, there was a sketchy guy. Shadow Pokemon, perhaps because their own overwhelming power, may behave abnormally sometimes. They may engage in such behaviors as ignoring orders, blah blah blah. On the plus side, Hyper Mode raises the critical hit ratio of Shadow Rust. However, Hyper Mode also prevents the use of items on the Pokemon. It's easily dispelled. Simply call the Pokemon by name. However, this message has a major drawback. Calling the Shadow Pokemon's name causes the closed door of its heart to loosen and even open. Further research is urgently needed. Yeah. So then we go do some stuff. Team Snag'em people come and they're like, "Hey, Wes, you stole the snag machine." And I'm like, "Yep, I did do that." And then we fight them and beat them up. Um, then yes, Jay and Blade, uh, you stole our snag machine. Blah, blah, blah. And we beat them up. Don't attack Kolava. Cool. Um, and then we find Mirror B, one of my favorite characters in all of Pokemon, and he's the boss of Trudley and Folly, who we fought earlier. Oliver, you're right, but it wouldn't have fit, sadly. Yeah. And then he had 3 guys. I think their names are Bruno, Verde, and Rosso or something. So red and green, I think in Spanish or Italian, and then Bruno, which is nothing. um, and oh, before that, we fight Truly and Folly again, and they have a Shadow Makuhita, who we catch. Um, this is our first introduction to Shadow Pokemon. I'll explain what Shadow Pokemon are after. And then we go fight Rosso, because he has Quilava, who we want to use for the team. Um, and that's our first team member that we caught. Cool. Fun. Then we go to Pyrite Town, and we find that the kind of like mayor of Pyrite Town, Duking, is not doing anything about the bad people in town. Who knows why? We just saw why like a minute ago. So that's problematic. And then we fight a bunch of people, and they all have shadow Pokemon. And that's where we got Flaffy and Quagsire. Cool. Then we go to fight Kale, who we saw at the start of Pyrite Town, catch another shadow Pokemon from him. And then we find out from him that people are getting shadow Pokemon from winning the Colosseum battles. So we go fight the Colosseum, we beat the Colosseum, and we were invited to come here. And we've discovered Cypher Peons, who are the bad guys of this game, are giving out shadow Pokemon, which their team has created. And so now we're trying to get to the bottom of what's happening in Pyrite Town and putting a stop to it. And also, Duking has not been doing anything because the bad guy stole his Pokemon, which is a Plusle. And he can't do anything about it. So he's being blackmailed. I guess now I can explain what Shadow Pokemon are. Shadow Pokemon are Pokemon that, where, as they describe it, the door to their hearts has been artificially closed. So, if you look here, it says heart gauge, and there's kind of like a meter next to it. As you fight, with them, walk around with them, basically like what you would do in normal games to gain happiness with Pokemon, it unlocks the door to their hearts. With the doors to their hearts closed, they have become fighting machines and will attack people. Yeah, this is the darkest Pokemon game to exist. Um, I think it's the most adult one, considering you also play as an adult. Um, so things that open the door to Pokemon's hearts, fight, like sending them out in battle will open the door to their hearts. Walking around with them will open the door to their hearts. Um, like the file that we read had said, they go into something called reverse mode, um, or hyper mode, whatever. I don't remember what it's actually called. And they like don't listen and whatever. So if you call them, which is a thing that you see right here, they'll start to listen. Um, See, that's hyper mode. Calling also wakes up Pokemon, which means this game has no use for awakenings. Also, every single battle in this game is a double battle. There are no single battles that you can do. There's a single battle, but it's one that you watch. We'll see later. Um, is there anything else? I feel like that's it. As you can see, hyper mode can persist through battles, like in between battles, so. And hyper mode can only trigger when you're using Shadow Rush. So when I'm using my other moves, hyper mode won't trigger. So that's important to keep in mind. Also, like, I guess this is straightforward. Our purpose is, like, we're stealing shadow Pokemon. So, we've decided to use the snag machine that we stole, for good, and stealing shadow Pokemon back from the bad guys, and personally taking it upon ourselves to open the door to their hearts. It is a wholesome goal. Yeah. Yeah, so like I had mentioned earlier, shadow Pokemon won't. Yeah, it is pretty interesting. I think it's a very good Pokemon game for not being a mainstream one. Like, there's no gym leaders to go fight. There's no Pokemon League like that. Um, it's really just like, this is the story. So yeah, Shadow Pokemon don't actively gain experience. What I mean by that is, while fighting trainers, you won't see them gain experience, so they won't level up while they're Shadow Pokemon. I could mention what happens. I could also just leave it as a surprise. It's up to you guys. I think it's pretty straightforward to understand like what's gonna happen. Thank you, Whooper. One other thing about this game is, as you guys saw, I want them to make another game like this. Even if they remastered Pokemon Colosseum with like new Pokemon and like updated shit. Pokemon Legends Arceus might be a good like equivalent, but we'll have to see. Um, one thing about this game, there's no like random like there are random Pokeballs, but they're crates, and they'll give you like that crate gave me 5 Great Balls as opposed to finding one that gives you like a Great Ball, right? Um, also, as you guys saw from the list, the Pokemon that you can use in this game are very limited. Um, like very limited, which makes it so that uh, Pokemon that wouldn't necessarily be good, like that get outclassed by other Pokemon in the main series games where you have limitless options technically, like you can use any Pokemon, um, do much better here because there's only a handful of Pokemon per type. Let's see if I can. It does create an interesting dynamic, right? And also there's double battles, right? So like a Pokemon like Stantler, who's not necessarily good, right? Stantler's not a good Pokemon. But in the context of this game, where there's maybe like 4 normal types to pick from, and it has Intimidate as an ability, which in a double battle is really good, Stantler's not a bad Pokemon, right? Like when I watched somebody play through this game, he used a Mischievous, like the only ghost type in the game that you can catch, I'm pretty sure. Mischievous isn't good, but it didn't do poorly. Because also the AI in this game is trash, and they'll use moves that like either like not very effective, or the Pokemon is immune to. Like we've seen twice now that Pokemon have my Quagsire has been hit by 2 water type moves, and I have Water Absorb, and has been hit by an electric type move, which I'm immune to. So this guy put up a counter for how many times his Mischievous got hit by, well, like got hit, like somebody used a move that it was immune to, and it happened a lot. Quagsire's taking forever to next battle. So yeah, Nick, do you want me to explain how the experience works for Shadow Pokemon? Yeah? Okay. So a Shadow Pokemon won't gain levels while it's a Shadow Pokemon. Very soon we'll be able to, like, any Shadow Pokemon that we've completed the Heart Gauge, very soon we'll be able to, what's called purify them, which basically means that they'll become a regular Pokemon. They'll no longer be a Shadow Pokemon. And once that happens, all the experience they would have gained is given to them at once. So you'll see, like, our Pokemon will gain like 20,000 experience at one moment. Also, as you might have noticed while looking for a Pokemon to pick, Pokemon are given moves that they start out with one move being only accessed after they're purified. Um, they'll learn like the regular level of moves, but they're usually given a move that's, I want to say, an egg move, or that's not this game. Like a specific move, like Quilavo gets Sunny Day. Quagsire will get Mud Shot. Flaffy will get Thunderbolt. Um, Stuff like that. Hello, random John Smith. How are you this fine evening? Oh, is it morning for you? Ah, well, different time zones be like that. For me, it's what, 9 p.m.? Ah, 3 a.m. for you. I see, I see. 3 a.m. is prime Pokemon time. Been there. You get a brand new Pokemon game. You're playing.